All right,
Order.
last
Order
trade.
submitted.
Last trade here. We trade below this low. I'll go break even. I like the fair value gap here out of that high. Yeah, I think that's the worst part about taking a big L is like the grind to get out of it, right? Because it's you can get lucky and you can have a big win, but the odds of you having a big win versus having a big loss is slim, right? So the dig out of the hole is always so much harder. All right, let's see if this SMT holds and we just start running to the downside. Yeah, and I'm in the same position, man. I sized up on Monday and took two losses, and it's so much harder. You size up and you don't keep that same size throughout the whole process, then now you got to freaking dig yourself out of a hole without the same size, with smaller size. It's like you got to have better win rate, better market conditions. You got to have better everything just to get yourself out of a stupid little mistake. Mm. Tough game, man. Tough game. Look at ES just melting, man, towards that midnight open. Now, if we can get NQ to just have any sort of reaction like that, got that low resistance liquidity on ES. At the top of the range, solid 400 for the 4. Yeah, the thing is too, when you see overnight runs like this, it's like how much can you actually trust this overnight run, right? When it leaves this much liquidity behind, do we keep trying to long when we're already so far past or so far higher, so much higher, I guess? Do we keep trying to long this market when we're in such a high premium? I think that was a little bit of a mistake like that I was seeing too. I got caught offside, the market's just been bullish, been bullish, been bullish. So I'm like, oh, okay, gotta buy. but we're in such a high premium. At some point the market's got to correct a little bit, you know, even if it's just to this 4 hour fair value gap. But at least I can get on side, maybe catching a little bit. So, but yeah, I mean, I got suckered into this play right here. You know, I look at this as a sweep, and then a change in the state, retest, go higher for the 4 hour fair value gap. I mean, it's logical, right? But we're just such in a high premium. I guess there's not enough juice to do that, and we're just engineering a little bit more liquidity to go lower. I guess that's how I'm seeing the market right now. But I've just been so offside with the market, like confidence levels in the dirt. Not gonna lie. It's the hard mental game about trading that, you know, you start being wrong about your bias and about where the direction of the market's going to go for a couple days, and then you just kind of lose confidence in your system and the way you trade and everything. So it can be really tough, you know. Yo, what up, USR? How's it going, man? What up, brother? Which is more fun, my job or trading? Man, I love trading. Trading is definitely my passion. Like I just love this shit, man. But you know, you can love it a little bit too much, you know, because you could sit here all day on the charts and you're taking multiple setups, and but then at that point you're kind of gambling, you know what I mean? You know, it's cool to be passionate about trading, but what sucks is, you know, sometimes it could come back and bite you in the ass because you like it too much and you want it to work so bad that you just overdo it. Because less is more in trading for sure. All right, so getting some follow through there, we can go break even on this trade. We should get some follow through. Frank, you're gonna head out, dude. Chauffeur, bro, you making amateur mistakes, brother. User errors, man. It's kind of funny, bro. Yeah, it's a nice scalp. That's good. Nice trade there, USR. Man, it's hard to see your chart, man. You have a what do you have? You have a power of three candle. That's the daily candle? Nice. Looks pretty good, man. I think we might see that TP get hit. So we do have that 5 a.m. low right there. I wonder if we continue melting here or if we have some type of reaction off this 5 a.m. candle. I would like to get a nice little 2R out of this back to this Asia range high, maybe. It really looks like NQ wants to follow suit. ES just took that Asia low though. I'm wondering if I pull off of this trade and take profit. I don't like how we're trading into an hourly fair value gap or a 4-hour fair value gap though. See what I mean? Because this could easily reject 4-hour as well on ES. This could be a little greedy, but we'd be trading back to the high of this 4-hour candle. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we've engineered so much liquidity back and forth in the range. I'd find it really hard to see price come back to this high at this point after what's been happening here in the pre-market and at the open. You'd be surprised? Yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding, Alex. Now, I was up 300. If we come around and we completely hit break even, it's going to be pretty upsetting, right? Especially when you got easy lows we can take right here. Now that target did get met on the S&P 500, right? Looking at ES, we took that Asia low, traded below midnight open now, so we can get a little bit of reaction off this. We got huge divergence though between NQ and ES. It was actually a pretty nice reaction off a 2 standard deviation right here. In hindsight, obviously hindsight, I wasn't even looking at this. Same thing with ES, just melting now. Am I affiliate with Apex now? Yeah, you can see the banner at the top. I had a couple people asking me if I had like a code or anything, so I was just helping some people out. But I mean, you can make some commissions off being affiliate, so I guess that's cool as well. But it's not like I have a giant community, you know. Like I'm not pushing you guys to go, buy a bunch of accounts. It's completely up to you if you want to use My Fund of Futures, Tradeify, Top Step, Apex. Forward testing here. Yeah. 510 looks pretty clean to trade to with that Asia high. Not gonna lie, I think we're in a market maker sell model on the overall higher time frames, right? This could be the sell model playing through today and tomorrow, maybe sweeping some of these lows. But like Alex said, you would be surprised. You'd be surprised. No, I don't like it sweeping that low and then having a reaction like that. It's not favorable. This candle, look at this candle, no wick. Doing some weird shit, man. Yeah, there's no way this is the low. There's no way this is the low that comes back to break even. We definitely make another leg lower. Maybe. Yeah, that's possible. This 4 hour fair value gap's kind of holding, right? Yeah, I'm trying to get a nice 2 hour trade. It's been a minute since I took a 2 hour. At least for break even, right? Now we did trade into that fair value gap just a tiny bit. Think we are accumulating. We could possibly take that high right there and then trade down, but I really don't see this being the low. This is a little strange to me. If anything, some type of V-shaped recovery to run to that high, but not leaving a low like this. Got a fair value gap too we could trade into on the 15-minute. 30-minute did trade into that fair value gap. Hmm. Yeah, ES is just dancing around that Asia low right now. And Q is taking its sweet time, man. Yeah, like I said, I don't see this being the low. Might end up taking profit on this next leg. Maybe something like that. Right into that fair value gap. Looks pretty good to take the low. Still looks good. One more leg to the downside. Preferably on this candle in the next 30 seconds. No wick to the downside here. Second half of this 1 minute candle. No. Not gonna flip. All right, so trading up into that fair value gap again. What are we thinking? Look at these hammer candles. Thing is, we can trade up into, we could trade up into this candle, could trade up into this candle. Yeah, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Respecting that 4-hour fair value gap. You know, this is wild to me right here. I don't think this is, that's what I'm saying. I don't think this is the low. This price action, this is not a bottom situation. Could be just sweeping this high, consolidating, right? Consolidate, manipulate, and then continue. Because this is a weird looking bottom, to be honest. You'd want to see something like this, like a very strong wick rejection, not accumulation, and then trade higher. Now, we come down here, V-shape recovery, then I would be like, okay, all right, maybe stop loss is in trouble, right? But when you accumulate like this, I'm just looking for price to continue. But if this made a V-shaped recovery, something like that, right? Then I would be like, okay, let's close for profit. Yeah, price is really toying around though. Really toying around. All right. It's rejecting down there a little too much, isn't it? Look at these candles. What in the hell is going on, man? I don't like how we're getting these candles to the upside with no bottom wicks, right? Not many bottom wicks. Even this one. You just keep getting 1 minute candles just going straight up. I Yeah, so I guess it was just a short to the 4 hour fair value gap. Not getting not getting much more retracement. Yeah, look at these candles. Not very favorable. Not very favorable. This 5 minute fair value gap's holding pretty solid for now. So last 15-minute candle of the 10 a.m. candle. Hopefully we get that push down lower. So balancing that price range there. Still got that 15-minute fair value gap. Like I said, this just looks like consolidation to go lower. Getting some volume coming in. Yeah, this looks super vulnerable. All of these lows are here. This does not look very good for anybody that's in longs. Looks pretty bearish to me. So ES about to sweep that low again. There's that low getting swept on ES. Come on, NQ, follow suit. NQ's following suit right now. Sweeping that low. Should get a little bit more trade through it, to it and through it. ES is kind of rejecting off that as well. Bulls are still hanging on. It's kind of crazy. I guess maybe take profit at that low. So we got 1 minute fair value gap. I don't know if that's valid though. I really don't think it's valid. At this point, we're going to see probably a retracement. So sweeping that liquidity, delivering an inverse fair value gap at this point. It's kind of a V-shaped recovery. Yeah, I'm gonna probably close this trade right here for a profit.
Order filled.
That's unfortunate. I was only what was it? Like 15 ticks from take profit. I mean, we scooped some profit out of the day, but not much. It's whatever. It's all good. That's a little bit more than I can handle. Like when you have price consolidating like this for 30 minutes waiting for your take profit to get hit, like I think that's taken years off my life. I'm serious, man.